Do apologize for that. Had to restart the stream. Perfect timing for Bickle and Bethome leading away. Husky after the pit stop, 8,000 RPM in fourth. Crooner sitting in fifth. They were having the next few drivers. SSL Mango did double stack behind his teammate, but was able to come out in 8th place. Again, he was in the harder compound tires. A set of soft compound tires, so not sure us away. We are making our way into the third section, so I do apologize for the stream. Not sure. Oh, that's why. See if I can fix something without being disconnected here. Up to third. Bethome did not get away as well. Bickle with massive pace. Now sitting in 6th place. Alright guys, I'm just trying to get my ping set straight. James, More Games, Bamboo Vegas, all side by side with Husky as they're making their way into the third sector here of turns 22 through 25. DRS will not be enabled quite just yet. Apologize, trying to fix my stream at the moment. Bickle is leading this race ahead of LSR Bethome. They are within 1 second of each other. Great battle going on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th through 6th here with Not Sir Vapor, Crooner, McChicken, and 8,000 RPM. We do have another battle between 7th, 8th, and 9th through 10th at the moment, even with 11th Vacant Haddock getting involved just a little bit. 8,000 RPM trying to hold off. Most of these drivers are on the medium tires. We did see Mango leave the session, back now in 12th on those soft compound tires. But again, one more lap to go, and we will enable DRS again. So we should start seeing just a few more overtakes and at least closing this gap. Please don't tell me something happened again. I just lost my intervals through everybody, so do apologize for that. There is your position changes as far as we know so far. So Baltham's lost a place. Bickle must have qualified second. He's up a place. Crooner up 7 spots. McChicken now up 8 spots. Danny Stiller up 16. So good from them. 2 stops, a couple guys out there. But we do see the one-stop strategy seems to be working for most people. Put on the medium tires. Looks like they'll be going to the end. And then again, we see a couple hard compound runners out there. A couple guys on the softs making it a 2-stop strategy. We'll see if that helps out. But we do see some penalties already lined up. Very easy to cut some corner cutting and track limit penalties to get around here. But DRS has been enabled, so anybody within 1 second of each other will get that extra speed boost. 3 DRS zones around here, going into turn 1, of course, going back into turn 22, between turn 20 and 22, and then the final long left-hander between turn 25 and 27. That'll be another DRS zone, as we do see both of them. Does have his DRS as they dive down into turn 13, the first long cambered hairpin with that great exit with the wall right beside it. We do have another good battles going on. So a couple of them going on. If I missed one, I do apologize. As we do have Bamboo Vegas. He is within that 1 second of More Games. Right behind him, James Harris, following in that DRS train. of course, but we will pick up with Bethome as they are coming through the final sector here. He's going to have DRS through here, I believe, and then making that run down into turn 27. DRS is very, very strong. We saw that earlier this season with Verstappen and Leclerc playing chicken, who was going to get the DRS, but then the exit, a little bit of a wheel spin. Rear end from Bickle there. I think that's going to leave the Aston Martin fully advantaged going down into turn 1. Bickle's just going to have to pull him behind, get back into that slipstream, and we expect to see these two drivers kind of doing that for the rest of the race. Who can save their ARS, who can save some, as we do have the Ferrari Bamboo Vegas taking a look down on the inside through turn 1. Wasn't able to get that one done. Crooner, same thing with 8,000 RPM. He's going to probably try and see what he can do. We do have a couple penalties out there, so if these drivers can hold on for the next 10 laps and keep their penalties in check, we might see some big changes here at the end of the race. James Harris all over the back of Bamboo Vegas within 2/10. So if he can just keep that gap pretty closed to get these cars, I don't know if the game even says that Dirty Air is out there, but he does have DRS in front of him as well, so unfortunate to see that. Was that a DRS zone going down into turn 13 between 12 and 13? They add another one to this game? Are there 4 DRS zones on this track? That doesn't make any sense. I'm just baffled by that. It looked like their wings were open. Anyways, James Harris all over the back of that Ferrari of Bamboo Vegas, trying to move up just a couple spots, claim a couple more points. Obviously, that's a little bit of track limits there. But DRS is going to be open around the outside. He's going through turns 25 here. DRS is very, very strong there. So unfortunate, Bamboo Vegas wasn't able to get DRS off more games, so that gap has turned. But I think he's going to get it now again. As we do see Botham and Bickle, they are still fighting it out. Another pass from Bickle. Tano has left the session. Wanted to see if we got another pass from Bamboo Vegas and James. Doesn't look like it just yet. That is a long run down into turn 1 for that DRS to work. Vacant Haddock and Danny still there side by side. DRS working for that Haas, moving Vacant Haddock up to 11th down into turn 1. So we're going to see a lot of overtakes going on there. Crooner and 8,000 RPM, they are battling for that third spot. I'm still getting a little bit of lag here, guys. I do apologize for the stream seeing some things, but we want to keep an eye on these leaders at the moment. Bickle and Bethome are just back and forth, using that DRS to their advantage. McChicken and Crooner, that's another battle going on right now. Looks like Crooner has just gotten past 8,000 RPM. They're side by side. McChicken making a move as well. He is just taking advantage of that battle going on between them. Put himself up into 4th place. Crooner now 3rd, 8,000 RPM, dropping back to 5th as we want to move back up to the leaders here as the DRS the DRS is getting ready to come into effect through turn 25. And again, you'll see how strong it is. We'll ride on board with Bethome here, and he's just able to close that gap. Not so much on this one. Maybe he let off a little bit because he knew that he'll get the DRS here. Definitely a better exit from, actually, I don't know. Maybe it's just lag showing that off. But yeah, the straight line DRS is just so much better as we're going to see these two guys go back and forth on the start and finish straight, it looks like, for the rest of the race. I got a couple drivers coming into the pit. Not sure if there was contact made and somebody lost. That's definitely going to open the gap. Crooner sitting pretty well in 3rd. He's got 4 seconds on the guy behind him. More games than James Harris. That battle has been going on the entire race, as a matter of fact. So we will keep an eye on them in the back as well. But Bethome and Bickle still battling it out here for 1st and 2nd place here. So apparently there is a DRS zone between 12 and 13. It's not showing that on my track map here, but apparently there is one. So excellent. Maybe there's not one between 20 and 22 now. We'll find out because that's where they are right now. And he's just outside of 1 second now. So it looks like Bethome has been able to manage that gap a little bit and get outside of a second using as much of the track as possible. And let's see if he can maintain that 1 second gap. Because if he's got that going into this final sector here, that's definitely going to be advantageous. And maybe he can start pulling away, trying to save those tires as much as he can to go to the end of this race. A little bit of the rear end coming around there. Bickle does not have DRS on this one. It does. It looks like that is open, so he did finally close that gap up. But you want to be within, maybe 5 or 6 tenths to make that work, as Bethome does set the fastest lap with a 1:30.155 here. On lap 18. We do have a Sector 2 yellow flag, and that looks like an Alfa Romeo. Probably Husky, it looks like, has had an issue. I don't see that car moving, and if it doesn't get moving anytime soon, I think we're going to have to pull out a virtual safety car minimum. Maybe not. Maybe that car will be able to get removed and get out of here. We won't have any issues, but it looks like the car is moving again, going pretty slow. So I think that's going to be track cleared, as we do still have this battle for first place of Bethome and Bickle. What a great fight those two have put on. What a great show they have had. James Harris, Not Sir Vapor behind us. Another great battle that we've been seeing. Again, I just lost the intervals, so I think we're having some ping issues going on. Do apologize for that. DRS open for Bickle here. Down into turn 27. Can he get the exit to make a run down into turn 1? The straight is just so long. There's the DRS zone. I don't have a interval, so I can't tell you how many seconds behind he was. But it seems defending the inside line is where these guys are going. But that just allows the guy to go out the outside to put a better line into turn 1 and to keep the inside line through turn 2. Not Sir Vapor, James Harris, another great battle going on as well. Like they have been all game, more games as well in that fight. Mercedes on Williams on Red Bull. 8,000 RPM is just at the fast lap. Oh, and that looks like something happened with James there. He got a little sideways, and that has allowed Not Sir Vapor to get by. Now More Games is trying to get on the action, but I think he had to kind of let him go. So there wasn't an incident, because taking off your front wing will definitely end the race for you at this point. So 8,000 RPM, who did drop down all the way to 11th. He's got an Aston Martin of Danny Stiller in front of him. It looks like he's got fresh soft tires on. So DRS is going to be open on those hard tires for Danny Stiller. That's going to be an easy move for the AlphaTauri, especially if he's got fresh soft tires on. If he can take those to the end of the race, we might see him move up a couple spots, as a matter of fact, with that fresh rubber and the way the track has evolved as fast as it's going to be. We might see a couple fastest laps set by him, especially if he's managed his fuel properly and is starting to run a little bit low. So DRS open for these three drivers. We'll pick back up with Bethome and Bickle, because we do expect to see another move here to the outside. Bethome goes into turn 1 and 2. Yep, these guys are just going to keep trading blows. They're like two heavyweight punchers. Just jab, 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 jab. No knockout punch has been put down yet, as James and Not Sir Vapor down to the inside. James goes on Not Sir Vapor, banging a few wheels, just racing, but that has allowed More Games to maybe have an effect coming in if he can stay right behind him. Husky is retired from the session. Not sure where that happened. Hopefully, it was just after turn 1, and that's going to pull a full course safety car caution. I was hoping he got into the pit lane and retired it, but it looks like coming out of turn 2, hit the barrier and knocked everything off. So that's going to bunch everybody up. Is who's going to gamble? Who's going to stay out on the medium tires? Who's going to come in and put on a set of softs? And then will they be able to get by in the final couple laps? So this is going to make an interesting race at the end of this. Who has this benefited the most? I would say, if anybody, it's probably benefited 8,000 RPM, because I believe he just came in, put on a fresh set of softs, and if anybody pits in front of him, he's just going to get track position out of it. So could work out for 8,000 RPM here. Both on Bickle, we're going to see what they are doing. They are just now coming into Sector 3. But again, it is a full course caution. Safety car will be out starting lap 21. I'm expecting it's going to have to come in lap 23. Maybe we'll get 24 and 25 just a 2-lap shootout to the end. But we'll see how that works out. So Ickle Bickle stayed out. Bethome into the pits. Ickle Bickle staying out. Will track position help him that much? Where is Bethome going to come out? Crooner's into the pits. Not Sir Vapor's into the pits. More Games stayed out. Bamboo Vegas into the pits. Bacon Haddock coming around the final turn now. Going in the pits. 8,000 RPM is going to be staying out, especially on those soft tires. Somebody got a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure who it was. So that's very unfortunate for them as well. But where is 8,000 RPM going to end up? Up in 6th place, just behind James Harris. So that should be a fun battle to watch. And it's also going to be fun to watch Bethome and Ickle Bickle battle it out, especially with those different tire compounds. Oh, and that's upsetting that it dequalified Viper Eyes. But he did get kicked out of the session, or left the session a little bit ago, and is now back in. But we are under full course safety car. So that's going to come around, I think, we'll see. It might go around one more lap. I'm assuming it will. But it's very easy to catch up with the safety car. So maybe just one lap. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. What would y'all prefer? Would you rather the safety car come in on lap 23 and just have lap 24, 25 and no DRS battle till the end? Or do we want to see it come in this lap and then, you know, see those DRS exchanges? Who gets the best? Gets the best poker hand as far as where they are going to the end of the race? So safety car is definitely not coming in this lap. So it'll come in lap 22. That'll give us lap 23, 24, and 25 of full race. So last lap DRS. That could make things interesting. I mean, at this moment, I think you've got to kind of favor Bethome here, who did pit for those soft tires. I mean, track position does mean a lot. We saw that today at Monaco during the race, but with huge DRS zones here, I'm not sure. I think the softer tires might prevail. So definitely a gamble, and we asked about that. What was the gamble going to be? Who was going to put on tires? Who was going to stay out for track position? Like I said, 8,000 RPM did put on that set of softs a lap before the safety car came out, and he's moved up quite a few spots. So beneficial to him, but we do have another sector and a half here to go before we find out if the safety car is coming in. Like I said, comes in this lap. We've got lap 23, 24, and then 25 of pretty much a 3-lap sprint battle. But if it stays out, then it's going to be a 2-lap sprint battle, and we will not see DRS. It's a pretty good race so far. Lots of battles out there. Camera's really difficult here as far as getting good shots. I do apologize for that. And the stream getting cut off there for that one split second. Glad I was able to get back in and bring us to you live here for Season 2, Round 7 of LSR Group 1. Of course, lots of Group 2 drivers in here from yesterday, because they did not race. So had a full grid to start with 12 drivers still out there. And we'll find out how this race comes to an end as we are just rounding out turn 17 here. We've got a little bit further to go. We need to get through turn 21, and then we'll find out if the safety car is coming in this lap. We'll have one more. All the cars are bunched back up, so nobody is lagging behind. So that's a pretty good sign to say the safety car will be coming in. However, if they think there's an asset that needs to be cleared off the track, pieces of debris or anything, then they will keep the safety car out there. Anybody get a... I didn't see a safety car in this lap, but it looks like they're backing up the grid. And the safety car has gone on. Looks like the safety car did come into the pits, so I do apologize for not getting that info. But safety car is in, and it's up to Ickle Bickle to lead us away. Right on board with Bethome to see when he finally decides to go. It's when he wants to. He can punch it when he likes, as long as he gets that timing line. He goes before the timing line, which is just up here, I believe. So yeah, 3-lap shootout, lap 23, 24, 25. Crooner already looking down the inside of more games for that last podium position on those softer tires. Can he make them work? Oh, wow. I mean, what a great battle that was able to hold it. Now they're still too wide going in through turns 3, 4, and 5 here. A little bit off the track. Hopefully we don't get to see too many penalties, or penalties going to decide the race. We really don't want to see that. James Harris, more games, 8,000 RPM, Not Sir Vapor. All those guys really battling it out. But looks like the leaders, Ickle Pickle and Bethome, have gotten away pretty well, putting almost a second past them already. But James Harris, he is all over the back of more games. That has been a battle that we have seen for 25 laps of this race so far. Again, no DRS. We won't get it till the final lap of this race. So going to be an exciting end here at this race. Vacant Heidick lost out. Looks like he was a little bit off the track there. That puts McChicken up into 10th place in the last points position. Mango's going to be on a tear. He's going to want a couple points out of this race. I think he's been kicked out of the session a couple times. Danny Stiller, Bamboo Vegas, that was a battle going on. Why is my ping so terrible now? I do apologize, everyone, for that. Good news, Not Sir Vapor, no penalties out there. So if he can just hold on tight, as Mango, Vacant Haddock, Danny Stiller, they had a good battle just behind us. If Not Sir Vapor can hang on tight, he's got 4 drivers ahead of him with penalties. So all he needs to do is kind of stick up there close with him, and he could end up with a podium here. As a matter of fact, more games. James Harris, that battle is still going on. The Mercedes does win out on this particular lap. Of course, lap 24 of 25. DRS will be opened up on the final lap, but they won't get it on that rundown to the start-finish line. They will get it on those 3 DRS zones between 22 and 25, 27. So that'll definitely be interesting. Is Ickle Bickle able to keep Bethome within that 1 second gap? Bethome did get by on those soft compound tires, so that was the gamble. Ickle Bickle did not win that one, and we'll see if Crooner can make up a second here on this lap and maybe get within DRS range. Not Sir Vapor, more games. Again, that battle still going on. James has gotten away just a little bit, pulled out an extra 10th or something. Let's see if he can make up a little bit of a gap here to Crooner and look for that top spot. I'm not sure who has got penalties. Don't really care at this moment. What we want to see is just good on-track racing. Oh, the Williams of Not Sir Vapor has gotten a great exit coming out into turns 19, 20, 21 there. No DRS, of course, yet, but definitely got a good exit. Just wasn't able to capitalize on that, as More Games is making that car as wide as possible, trying to hold on to those double-digit points, but those soft tires just seem like they're getting better exits out of each. Around the outside of turn 27 we go. What's the exit going to look like? I think he's going to have a good run down into that. We have Bethome getting, and More Games taking advantage of Not Sir Vapor. No, that car just seemed to have a better exit speed, burning that ERS. Inside-outside line change between these two drivers. They've just been going at it side by side, wheel to wheel. Bang it, bang it. So fantastic from these guys so far. Sorry, somebody's ringing my doorbell, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. Because this race is almost over. DRS has been enabled. McChicken has just left. Not sure what happened to him. Looks like Bethome's going to win this race. Everybody's kind of just spread out the last second. But again, we will have some DRS coming up in just a second. We're going to see if anybody can make these moves, and of course, penalties are going to be a factor once these guys cross the line and find out who's going to win this race. Ickle Bickle and Bethome are heading down that final straight there. It'll be the last turn of this Grand Prix for Bethome. If he can just hold it together and no issues, he'll be all right. He is going to cross the line and take the win. Ickle Bickle will come in second. We'll see how these. Crooner looks like he's going to be in third. Nope, Not Sir Vapor moves up to third with those penalties not being handed out. Crooner's going to end up fourth. James fifth. It'll be More Games sixth. Bamboo Vegas seventh. 8,000 RPM. Looks like he's going to cross the line eighth. Fake and Haddock moving up to ninth. Mango will be 10th. So fantastic race for LSR Group 1, Season 2, Round 7. That is a mouthful here at the Jeddah Corniche Street Circuit in Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. I'm Fabregas115. Thank you guys for joining. Not Sir Vapor gets Driver of the Day, and we do have our podium celebrations.